guys, I just wanted to do a quick midweeker for you here. One of the biggest problems that I've run into with the Aqueon 8, and I'm curious if anybody else is having the same issue, so if you are, definitely give me a heads up. This little tank burns an ungodly amount of water. I was actually burning through probably about close to 32 ounces of water a day. So I'd go to work, I'd come home, I'd have to drop in basically 2 solo cups full of water, so about close to 32 ounces a day. And it was driving me absolutely crazy. I mean, that's ridiculous. So I'm thinking, do I need to put an auto top off on here? I've got one for my other tank that I built. And it didn't make sense. Why is this thing burning up so much water? You know, I don't have fans on it. Temperature was pretty stable. But it was just cooking through water. Didn't make any sense whatsoever. So here's what I did, and I'm not saying that I recommend it because, again, I don't really have a ton of life in here at the moment, although I do happen to have a decorator crab in here as well, and he is doing just fine, as well as a couple of snails and a brittle star. So everything is still alive. I haven't actually killed anything yet, so I can't stand here and tell you guys that I'm actually doing anything wrong. But, so here's the problem, what I discovered, I should say. This, right here, the lid to the tank. Now, the first thing is, yes, you guys probably already noticed the ones that have tanks, is the tank is some type of acrylic plastic material, and actually flexes a little bit. So these little clips here keep it tight, and as a matter of fact, let me pop it off and just show you, when I slide it, it gets tight right about there. And so I suspect, I don't know if it's some type of structural assist or what, but I don't think, I mean, the thing's brand new. It'll probably be years before it ever exploded on me, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. It seems like a pretty well-built tank. But I ditched the lid. Now, don't throw it out in the garbage. I definitely don't recommend that, but if you are going to try something, if you're having problems with just, like I said, just ridiculous, I mean, absolutely ridiculous amounts of water evaporation, what I did, and it worked, was simply took a second piece of that plastic that I used to make some other components, for instance, splitting my chamber in half, and I put it right across the top, and it actually, you probably can't see it very well, but it lines up really nice over the lip of the back cover. So I haven't bent this or heated it up or anything. I was just kind of jerking around with it, and I haven't put a drop of water in this in almost 7 days. So other than, you know, water change, but that doesn't count. So just my thoughts on it. It seemed to work really well, and I've been checking the temperature, but I do need to get a better thermometer because I don't trust mine. I dropped it in the tank, and it is digital, so that, you know, water or digital stuff doesn't work so well together. Anyway, it's the exact same sheet of plastic, just a real thin ½ mil. I think it's like 11 by 14 or something like that. And as soon as I did, I stopped adding water. Literally, I topped it off with some RO, put this guy on, and just threw it on there and let it sit. It sits nice and flush. And I still have some, you know, some room for evaporation on the back there, and that little hole for the cables. If you guys can see that. So I'm not too worried about too much heat building up in there, but I haven't noticed any major problems. And again, I'm just going to simply say that crazy little decorator that looks like he's got kitty litter on his back. Go ahead and wave to everybody. Yeah. He's still alive, and my brittle star is still alive, and the snail in the back corner there is alive. So if it hasn't died, typically it may die, but typically that's a good sign. So if I have any more info as I move through, I'll definitely let you guys know. And for maybe some newbies out there that aren't sure what the point to this, it's real simple. With that large of evaporation on a daily basis, my salination, or my amounts of salt to water ratio is going to have some significant swings, and I do plan on trying to get coral to live in here, and that's pretty dangerous for coral. They actually like a lot of salt, but then I have to thin it out, and I have to play around with it too much. So I'm trying to really keep the impact as minimal as possible, or really to a level that I can control. And on an 8-gallon tank, that by the time you put rock in it, is probably going to be, I don't know, 4 or 5 gallons at best. That's still a pretty decent swing, and I don't want to chance it. Plus, it sucks to have to put water in every day, 2 cups at a time, and it starts to get noisy, and you start to get air bubbles and things like that. So, anyway, that's the reason for the newbies. For anybody else, the only other thing is, yes, I still have the plastic on here. If I decide to actually build it out and clean it up, I'll just rip the plastic covering or coating off of that, and it'll be nice and crystal clear again. So, but anyway, you guys are welcome to give it a shot and tell me if you've had any decent results. Thanks a bunch for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.